Once in a village lived a sculptor who used to make very beautiful statues, and by his work he used to earn a good income. He had a son who also started making statues from his childhood. Even he used to make very beautiful statues. Father would get very happy to see his son's idol. But every time he used to point out one or other mistakes in his work, his son never complained and continued to improve his work. Following the advice of his father, because of son's continuous improvement, his work started getting better than his father's work. Then a time came when people started to buy his statues by paying more money. While his father's statues continued to be sold at its earlier price, son got young and was earning more much than his father. But still his father used to point out mistakes in his son's work. But now son didn't like it. He used to accept his shortcomings earlier and would improve on it, but now he didn't like his father's criticism. One day when the father was telling his son the shortcomings in the idol made by him, son lost his patience and said, "You are pointing out my mistake as if you are a better sculptor than me. But if this was the case, then your idols would have sold at a higher price than my idol. But the idol made by me are sold at a much higher price than the idol made by you, which means that I am much better sculptor than you. I don't think I need your advice anymore. My statues are perfect." After that day, father stopped giving any advice or pointing out any mistake in his son's work. For some time, son was happy, but after some time, he realized that now people don't praise his work as they used to do, and his statue's price also started to fall down. Son couldn't understand the reason. He did not see any shortcoming in the idols made by him. He was very disappointed. So one day he went to his father and told him about his problem. Father listened to him and said, "I knew this was going to happen." Son got surprised and said, "What? You knew that this was going to happen?" Father said, "Yes, my son, because many years ago I too had to face such a situation." Then son said, "Then why didn't you explain it to me?" Father replied, "Because at that time you didn't want to understand. I know that I can't make statues as beautiful as you. That's why I always try to find faults in your idols like a teacher. Because sometimes we do not find any mistake in the work done by us because we all love our work. But the other person can see those shortcomings and mistakes which you can't see. When I used to tell you the flaws in your statue, then you would not feel satisfied with your work and try to improve your work even more. And that's why your work was improving day by day and price of your idols was increasing. But when you got satisfied with your own work and thought that your work is perfect, then your growth stopped. People always expected better work from you, but when you were not able to live up to their expectations, they started losing interest in your work, and you were not getting much money for your statues. That's why you have reached this condition." Son listened to his father. He kept silent for a while and then asked, "Father, what should I do now?" Father replied, "My son, learn to be dissatisfied. Think that there is room for you to get better, and this one thing will inspire you to do always better." If we see in our lives, then we will find that we often see criticism as a protest. But if we observe, we will find that criticism is not really a protest, but an opportunity to learn something new. People will always criticize you for your work, but whether you take that criticism in the positive way or take it in the negative way, it depends on you. In fact, criticism is a kind of feedback. If you take it in a positive way, then you will know the flaws in your work and try to fix them and keep on progressing. But if you react negatively to it, then you will not be able to find faults in your work and your progress will stop. That's why it is said that critics are our best friends because they show us our faults. Therefore, if you want to progress in your life, you want to be perfect and want to achieve success, then never be afraid of criticism, because unless you have critics, you will never be able to progress in your life and you will never be able to achieve success. If you like this splendid story, please do like and do subscribe my channel for more such videos. Thank you. Bye bye.